IMC-SD coffee break webinar. It's the last step for our friend McKay Baker in his internship experience with Kelly Office and Rico this summer. What I'd like to do first is introduce McKay, let him say a word or two, and then we'll move on from there with the IMC-SD. So McKay?
Yeah, hey everybody, it's McKay Baker. A little bit about me is I go to Wofford College in Spartanburg, South Carolina. I'm majoring in finance and accounting. I'm going to be entering my junior year here in half a month or so. This summer I worked obviously with Kelly Office Solutions in their Charlotte office and was fortunate to have Tom Skills as my boss this summer. Did a lot of cold calling, a lot of prospecting, and really enjoyed it because it was my first kind of dive into sales and the whole cold calling process, but thoroughly enjoyed it throughout the whole summer. And this past week, I got to go to New Jersey for the first time to kind of wrap up my internship and really enjoyed that as well. To introduce my boss, which I mentioned earlier, Tom Skills. He is our senior partner at the firm and was a big help this summer in my internship.
Thank you, McKay. It was a pleasure to work with you this summer. It was great to get to know you. It was wonderful to work with the Rico team as we have in the past and explore some of the boundaries of the new Rico SD system. Thanks for being here.
All right, thank you both. So I'm going to put Chris McDaniel and I to work for a little bit because what we want to make sure is we give you a little bit on what it's all about. So we mentioned that McKay's internship was based on this Rico IMC-SD and how excited we are about it and how much we want to get it out there to our customers. So we're going to tell you a little bit about that. So let me welcome Chris McDaniel. He's going to do all the work. So Chris, quick word about you.
Yeah, hey everybody, Chris McDaniel here. I'm a technology sales consultant here with Rico USA. I've had the pleasure of working with the Kelly Office Solutions team and having McKay as a part of that team over the last few months. And of course, I've been working with Kelly Office Solutions for many years. It's a privilege for us to have them as a strategic business partner, and always looking forward to working with them on any potential opportunities in the future, which is why you're all here to see what we're going to be talking about with the new Rico SD series devices. Thanks, John.
All right, so Chris, thank you for that. And look, what we're doing with this IMC-SD discussion this morning, and very brief discussion, is we're going to do something a little unusual. We're first going to start with the technology and the capability, but we're going to certainly turn that to why does that matter? So Chris, when we talk about this IMC-SD, what we consistently hear about it is it all starts with this straight paper path for scanned documents.
Sure. Well, I can do a lot more than a word or two, but I'll try to keep it succinct. So essentially, for years, Rico has always had an automatic document feeder, which will pull the paper in, curl it, and then scan it over the platinum glass of a standard multifunctional copier. And that is great. It's worked for a long time, and it has its applications. In this case, we have taken a production level scanner, and we have retrofitted it to the top of an otherwise standard IMC level device. What's unique and powerful about this particular scanner is that it does have a straight paper path, and it does not curl the paper underneath to scan it on the platinum glass. It scans it with inside of the feeder itself. This allows us to pull through documents of multiple different sizes, thicknesses, and also things like ID cards, driver's licenses, credit cards, and allows us to scan in a straight paper path, both sides, single path, without having to open up the platinum glass and make our scans. From a business application standpoint, John?
One more word on you had said the word curl, and you had also said to scan both sides. So the traditional approach, and there's really nothing wrong with the traditional approach, is in order to scan both sides of a document as it passes through, it basically flips the document over as it scans it, right?
Yeah, correct. And in this case, of course, if the paper path is straight as an arrow, eliminating that curl, and then for any of those odd sizes, you have high reliability.
And let's talk about those odd sizes a little bit, right? So we have a couple of them up here on the screen right now. Can you speak to what those odd sizes could be and why that really matters to the customer?
Sure. So odd sizes can be, cards as small as a credit card or an ID card or business cards, for example, and from either an NCR paper, for example, where the papers are still connected together, it can pull those things through. And so, this allows us to have more efficient throughput for scanning without having to open and close the platinum glass, if there's a lot of that odd sizes, needing to be scanned.
So if someone's scanning a package of health information and there's a card and a receipt and a odd size or even thinner piece of paper, traditionally they have two choices, right? They can either put it in the automatic feeder and cross their fingers, right? In which case, if it does cause a problem, they're going to have to deal with that jam, or more likely, right? More likely what they're going to do is they're going to do it manually by lifting the cover, putting it back down, lifting the cover and put it back down, right? So what this would do is give us that option, or give the user the option of putting through that packet of information, and they don't have to cross their fingers. It can be different media, different sizes, and so forth. And because of that straight paper path we spoke of.
Yeah, that's correct. So it has some unique settings on there which allow you to scan different widths on the originals. So whenever it pulls them in a stack, it can pull them all through together and then autocorrect the skewing.
Chris, I think that was you prompting me to show this one this one last slide that we have in the short discussion. Do you want to? You just mentioned the skewing. Do you want to say a word about this?
Yeah, absolutely. So typically, if you do have a stack of documents in a document feeder of different sizes, sometimes whenever it gets to that smaller piece of media, I'll call it a business card or a receipt or something along those lines, it'll pull it in just a little bit crooked because of the movement of the paper underneath it. There's an AI engine inside of the scanner which allows it to skew correct. And all the advantage of this is efficient throughput and high quality output without having to batch scan. In other words, opening the document feeder, placing those documents down and scanning them one at a time.
It's short and quick. Straight paper path gives a new option for more challenging applications of multimedia, different sizes, different textures, and the productivity of getting that scan right and usable the first time through. So Chris, thank you for being the expert as we run through this. And if we go to our wrap up, let me turn it back over to Tom first. For anyone that would like to learn more about this, Tom, what do they do?
Thank you, John. Thank you, Chris. Sorry to see the summer come to an end, but real quick, thanks again, Baker. It's been a real pleasure. For the rest of you, you see my contact information on the screen. Please feel free to reach out to me via email or phone, whichever one you prefer. My team and I at that point will set up a meeting with you and take the opportunity to visit with you, discuss some of your specific workflow issues or scanning issues, and discuss some of the new technologies that's embedded in the SD series. We'll be happy to set up a meeting and discuss the rest of the advantages of the system.
And McKay, we give the last word to you. You can wrap up.
It's been a great summer, and I really looked forward to it and really enjoyed the whole summer, learning about sales and cold calling, and specifically learning about the different products that Kelly sells and Rico puts out through the manufacturer. Really enjoyed learning about the IMC-SD series. It's something I've never seen before, never heard about. Heard about printers and copiers all my life, but nothing as high tech as that. And I just want to thank Chris, John, and Tom for being a huge help this whole summer and being really lenient and
Not too lenient.
took their time with me, which helped. But it was a ton of fun this summer, and I look forward to keeping in touch with everybody.
Well, thank you and all the best back at Wolford.
Good luck.
Thank you. I'll need it. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Yep.